Yep, guys, jump in real quick. I want to kind of do this, quickly while I'm out here. I just want to clarify some stuff. I'm sure you guys already know what I'm going to say, but for those who still may not get it, I'm just gonna clarify it, man, for those who still don't get it. Earlier today, about an hour ago, all of the news outlets received an official, or what they claim to be an official report from the AG's office that had several videos, and supposedly that report by the AG's office was supposed to tell the story about what happened to Thelonious McKnight. So now the news outlets are pretty much sharing the information that the AG's office gave them in the hopes of thinking it would quiet everybody down, and they even had the nerve to say they've included body cam footage. But isn't it ironic that the body cam footage that they supposedly released did not come from the officers that initially, lured Thelonious into that backyard? Where's that footage at? They're telling us, oh, we have some body cam footage. But that body cam footage was body cam footage of officers and or EMTs that showed up after the fact, after they killed him. We want to see the body cam footage of the officers who were involved initially, the ones who murdered him. That's the footage we want to see. And why do they keep saying that they found the 9mm next to his body? Why do they keep saying that? Why do they keep saying they retrieved 9 spent shells from next to his body, when they clearly know they're lying? Pictures and photos that we have clearly show that the only thing that was next to him was his phone, right next to his hand. There was a gun sitting in a chair that was not even near his body. And how in the world would he be able to fire a gun, take the magazine out, fall on the floor after being gunned down by the cops, stand back up, walk over, put the gun in the chair? I mean, how ridiculous does that sound? But they actually believe that we're going to fall for that. Here's the thing. They were not expecting anyone to look into this. I'm going to give you the honest truth. They were not expecting anyone to look into this. They weren't. They weren't expecting this to get much press. They weren't expecting anyone to look into it. Absolutely. Yeah, I'll tag you guys in the video. I'll tag you guys in the video. But the most important thing right now is the evidence collection at the scene. Because there was a murder, that automatically becomes a crime scene. And there's certain protocol that's set in place. So when they moved that gun and removed the magazine, that was tampering with evidence. There was a lighter, a cigarette lighter, on a glove. It was there. Next thing you know, it wasn't there. Who took that? All of that is supposed to be evidence at a crime scene. Things were moved. Things were shifted. Things were left. They all got together, made sure their stories, linked up, make sure their timing and their stories was together. So you're telling me, you mean to tell me, they drove up to him and his friends, they saw a gun on him, so then they decided to walk him up the steps, dark alley, and into a backyard, knowing that he had a gun on him? Now you guys know doggone well, if they even think you got if you have a corkscrew in your pocket and they think that it's a gun, they're going to start shooting and ask questions later. So you mean to tell us that they knew he had a gun and they decided just to walk him into the back to confiscate the gun? That makes absolutely no sense. But again, they expect us to believe it. They expect us to believe it. They expect us to believe that this young man was firing at them and they had to discharge their weapons. What they weren't expecting was that somebody would be recording. And what else they weren't expecting was that people would actually start standing up and talking and putting some pressure on the powers that be to look into this. Okay? That's what they were not expecting. And it's high time that we begin to make even more noise than we have already. Because it's quite evident that they think, based on what they put out today, that the situation's over. How's it going? All right, brother. All right. Yeah, they seem to think that based on what they put out and what they sent to the media today, they seem to think it's an open closed case. Unfortunately, there's this issue with other pictures of the crime scene that they didn't even ask for. Okay? And the fact that the crime scene was tampered in and of itself is a serious issue. And it's one that needs to be scrutinized. Just got to grab something real quick from out of here. But it needs to be scrutinized. Someone needs to ask the question, and I guess it's going to have to be me. Someone's going to have to ask the question as to why they chose not to include the fact that the cell phone was there when it's clear as day in the picture. Yet, they want to say that there was a gun there near the body. And there's this thing called double talk. Let's just say, for instance, I'm in the supermarket right now, right? I'm in the supermarket right now. So if they say, they found some cantaloupes near the body, technically, all the way over there could also be considered near. So there's a lot of double talk they're doing. They want to make it seem like he had a gun on him and that they had to discharge their weapons because they feared for their life. If they feared for their life, then why in the world would they lure him into a dark alleyway and up into a backyard if they knew that he was armed and dangerous? That's because he wasn't. And I can only imagine what was going through his mind at that moment. Who knows what they probably said to him? Who knows how they probably taunted him and made all kinds of statements before they decided to do whatever it is they were going to do to him. Which we kind of know already what that was. So yeah, they put some footage out, but they left a whole lot of stuff out of the footage. They put some footage out, but they left a whole lot of stuff out of the footage. It still leaves, the footage that they put out still leaves more questions than answers. Okay? The stuff that they put out to the press today leaves more questions than answers. Tampering with a crime scene is probably when you're talking about forensic science, because I'm studying that too in college, in the law program I'm in, I'm also studying forensic science. So I'm looking at both sides of the spectrum. Tampering with evidence is a cardinal sin, and you can damage the integrity. You will, not you can, but you will. It damages the integrity of the investigation when you tamper with evidence. I mean, that's just common sense. If you tamper with evidence at a crime scene, that damages the integrity of the investigation or whatever it is you're trying to prove. So if they claim he had a gun near him, where was it? They said there was a gun near the body. First they said there was a gun near the body. Now they're saying there were 9 shell casings near the body. Yeah, the bullets you guys shot him with. That's what was near his body. And now they're trying to make it look like the 9 casings were bullets from a gun that he supposedly shot at them. And again, there's no conversation at all about the phone that was found in his hand. You know, here we are, and let me jump to another case. Here we are 3 years later, after the death, the untimely murder of Jameek Lowry. The family, as I understand it, the family still doesn't have a phone. The phone that he had. They still don't have access to that phone. So they have a real shrewd way of trying to hide evidence in an effort to cover up the things that they've done. So, you know, I just want to make sure you guys understand and are aware of the fact that what was released today has no bearings on the reality of what took place that night. Because in their effort to try to put forth what they want to consider to be evidence or body cam footage, the body cams that we really need to see weren't available because those officers didn't have them. And for them to have the gall, to put out this to the community in an attempt to make the community think that they're trying to be transparent is just, it's asinine. It's absolutely ridiculous. They're gonna do this to try to make it look like they're being forthcoming and that they're trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? They're trying to be forthcoming and they want to try to make it look like they're doing their best to be transparent. No, the body cam, you guys know doggone well, we don't want to see the body cam footage of the officers that showed up after everything was already done. And the EMT workers, what's that supposed to tell us? We want to see the body cam footage of the officers that pulled up, that lured him in the back, and that shot him. That's what we want to see. We want to see the dash cam video from the truck that they pulled up in. Because if you look at the video that I looked at, even though it was a little grainy, I don't see a gun. I don't see a gun. He didn't have one. But we want to see the dash cam footage. We want to see the body cam footage of the officers that took him in the back, because they didn't arrest anybody, by the way. They didn't arrest anyone. Why they pulled up on him like that, I have no idea. But at the same time, I do. They wanted that young man dead. They lured him in the back to a location that they thought was safe for them to do whatever it is they wanted to do without being caught. So they took him in the back to a location that they thought was secure enough to do whatever they need to do to him without anyone really knowing what happened. Unfortunately for them, somebody was watching. You got to be careful because you never know when somebody's watching. You know, at the very moment when you think that nobody's watching what you're doing, there's always somebody watching. And somebody, especially in this new age of technology, you know, I might as well say new old age because it's been new age for a while now. But this new age of technology, there's very little that you can do. Okay, so that's kind of what I wanted to share. You know, yeah, they put something out, and the objective was to make it look like it was basically their attempt at saying we're trying to be transparent. And the reality is they're not, because the pictures that they showed us are not the pictures or not the videos of the officers that lured him into that backyard. That's what we want to see. That's the body cam footage that we're looking for. So they want to be cute, and they want to just show us some body cam footage of any officer that was around, hoping that that will pacify us and get us to walk away. I'm afraid that's not going to work. That's not the body cam footage that's not the bell we're looking to buzz. We want the body cam footage of the officers that ran up on them when they jumped out their car or their truck, ran up on him, lured him up those stairs, the back of the side of that house, and killed him in that backyard. That's the body cam footage that we want to see. This stuff they showed us is nothing. And they know it. But they called themselves saying, let's just give them something so they could leave us alone. No, I'm sorry, that's not how that's gonna work. That's not gonna make it. We want to see the body cam footage of the officers that were involved, not the ones that showed up after the fact. You know. Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. And those videos are on my page. You know, I encourage you guys to go on my page and take a look quickly before they try to take them down. Let's take a look very quickly, because they tried to block those videos from my page. So I'm telling you guys, go to my page, take a look at those videos before they try to take them down, because Facebook already tried to block me twice, and then they tried to block me yesterday, trying to tag my account. So go on my page, look at those videos. If you need to screen record, or if you need to screen record it or save it to your files or something, make sure we save those videos in case they try to come back and see if they can have them deleted. All right, this thing is bigger than many of you might even. It's huge. I'm just gonna put it like that. It's huge. Okay. All right. So with that, I'm gonna leave you guys. But I don't have the camera on me for a reason. Because I'm trying to keep it facing forward wherever I'm at. So I can keep an eye on what's going on in front of me. I'm back to this again, having to make sure I keep my eyes open. And you know what? I'm good, because we're fighting for what's right. That's what's most important. We're fighting for what's right. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, those videos don't show a thing. Those videos show absolutely nothing. They did that in an attempt to say, let's just give them some sort of body cam footage so they could leave us alone. Nah, we're not. That's not it. We don't want just body cam footage. We want the footage of those particular cats that showed up and lured him up those stairs and into that alleyway and into that yard. That's what we want. We're not interested in just looking at typical body cam footage of officers that showed up 20 and 30 minutes later, hours later. We're not interested in that. We want to see the body cam footage of Mohammed, what's his last name? The officer that killed him. We want to see his body cam footage and the other ones that was with him. I gotta learn his last name. I know his first name is Muhammad, but we want the body cam footage from him. And he's been on the force for 8 years, so he knows proper protocol. So you can't even say, hey, what's up, brother? So you can't even say that it was a rookie or anything like that. He's been there 8 years, so he knows proper protocol. Okay? Oh yeah, I'm gonna jump off of here and try to save my battery. But you can share this video if you want. Mohammed Bashir. Okay, there it is. Mohammed Bashir. Okay, got it. I gotta make sure I remember that. Yeah, we want Mohammed Bashir's body cam footage. That's what we want. Yep, we want his body cam footage, and when it needs to start from even before they pulled up, when they were on their way into that area, we need to see all of that. These other officers, EMTs, come on now. We need to see. They know what we really want to see, but either they don't have it because they didn't have it on them, or they're trying to cover up what's happening. And I think it's a little bit of both. They don't have the body cams and they want to cover it up. That's enough of that. It's enough of that. All right. So I'll talk to you guys later. When I get back in the house, I'll hit you guys back up. I just wanted to put that out there because I know they're sharing that link everywhere and they're sharing it all over the social media. But I just want to make sure you guys are aware that what they're sharing and putting out there is not the actual footage of what we want to see, or what took place prior to that. All right? So don't believe the hype. After I end this live, you can go back and watch the replay Let people know that's not what we want to see. We want to see the body cam footage of Muhammad Bashir and the officers that jumped out that truck initially when the incident first occurred. All right? So you guys be safe out there. Love you. Peace.